I got to start off with a smile, all the teeth and everything. Did I go live on the wrong account? I don't know. No, I'm on the right account. I had to look, take the jacket off, get a little comfortable. Happy Motivational Monday, Kings and Queens. Hopefully, everybody has had a blessed and wonderful start of their day or the end of your day or wherever you are in your day. I am here to motivate you for your night and then for your tomorrow so that you will feel good about all that is for you, right? My hair, I got it. So who can do hair? I need a new hairstyle, y'all. Nah, I can't do that. My girl Sheena does my hair, but I need to come see you, Sheena. Your girl is looking, whatever, but it's all natural. It's all natural. No, I'm just kidding. Look, I laugh at myself, but I am here to say hello. Happy Monday. Happy magical, marvelous, motivational Monday. Hopefully, you've had a wonderful day. And I'm talking about being your own light. Are you the light in your tunnel? I know it's hard, right? It's like you always hear the saying, the light at the end of the tunnel. But how can you see in the tunnel if there's no light, right? So don't you think you have to be your own light to get to the end of the tunnel? Just something to think about, right? So, are you the light in your tunnel? So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Toria Howard. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. So, what up, though, to all my Detroit people? I reside in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm a former educator, girls basketball coach. Now, I'm all things real estate, commercial, residential, financial literacy, funding, all of that, all of the above, mom, wife, all of the above, right? Wear a lot of hats. But today I'm talking about being your own. Are you the light in your tunnel? That's what I'm talking about today. And it speaks volumes because in darkness there has to be light. And how can you bring that light? You know, that's the question. So I always break my things down into acronyms. So light meaning lead with impact to glow and triumph. So the whole point of living and being is to make an impact, right? That's how I feel. You might feel different. You might feel differently. I feel like your life, you were put on this world to make an impact. Of regardless of where you are, you were put on this world to make an impact. You are put on this world to be the light. You are put on this world to glow, to triumph, to win, right? So how are you being the light in your own tunnel? So if you're watching this live, drop a one in the comments. If you're new to my live, drop a two. And if you're watching a replay, drop a three. And I will love, and appreciate you all. So, are you the light in your tunnel? Light meaning lead with impact to glow and triumph. Like I said, we were all put on this earth, in this world, to make an impact, to be a light to whomever we come in contact with, whatever we're in, wherever we're at. So you have to be that. Sometimes you have to be the light for yourself first and foremost. So I would say, because I always lead with the scripture. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." So, how are you letting your light shine? And I know it's hard to even do that because some people are going through tough times. It's a lot of crazy things going on in the world, a lot of turmoil, a lot of back and forth, a lot of fighting amongst each other. We have a lot of fighting amongst our people, a lot of fighting again, between men and women. Like, I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to just interject this right quick. You might get mad at me, but I am just so tired of the back and forth between us as black women and our black men. I'm tired. Can we stop? Can it stop? Can we just have a conversation? Can we just communicate and figure this thing out? Because it's just getting way too far. I saw a video today and the dude called out told men this is the type of woman you don't want to be with. a career woman, a promiscuous woman, a fat woman, uh, and I forgot the other one. He named 4 or 5 different. I'm like, you named all women. So if she didn't have a job, then she'd be gold digger, right? So it's like you can't win. So I just need that to stop. So it's just a lot of things going on, and it can cause a lot of trauma and triggers and all those different things. So how are you being the light in your life? How are you getting that light in your life? I guess you're saying, "Oi, hello." So that's the thing. What I do to be a light of my life, I talk to myself. You know, however, how they say the most genius people talk to themselves. I talk to myself a lot. I don't answer back myself like, yeah, Tori, you going, I don't talk to myself in the third person and answer myself back. No, I coach myself through things because I feel myself. I had a string of time where I was just self sabotaging and self sabotaging and self sabotaging. So I had to reel myself back in to reflect on what I was doing to myself. And I am very hard on myself. I beat myself up. And the reason why I beat myself up is because I thought if I beat myself up first, then the blow from anybody else doing it would be less. And that wasn't true. It still felt the same. So, well, invite some people to it. So, that's the thing. Like, I had to start, in order for me to be the light, I had to stop doing the things that I was doing to myself to dim my light, if you get what I'm saying. So maybe it's not you, but it was definitely me. I was doing a lot of things, a lot of self destructing things that was taking me away from me being the light in my own life. So then, if I don't have any light, then I cannot make an impact on others. If I don't have nothing to pour, then I cannot pour into others. So I had to learn that regardless of the fact, I had to make sure that I get back to being the light for me because I wasn't going to be able to make an impact or be a light for anybody else unless I was a light for me first. So I've been doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of praying, a lot of, self evaluation to see, why was I so unhappy? What was going on? How was I dimming my own light? And it was a combination of a lot of things. So I had to turn around and say, this is what I'm not going to do anymore. And one of the things that helped me get through that and think through was a book called The Mountain Is You. Like, if you have not read that book or listened to that book, definitely one of my mentors, Michael Clark, he suggested that book for me. And it has given me a whole different perspective of how I was living. So sometimes you need that perspective, that outside source to show you, you know, basically looking in the mirror. Self reflection and self awareness is one of the biggest things that you can do because you are looking at yourself in its true and rawest form. And if you cannot see yourself, like Michael Jackson said, look at the man in the mirror. If you cannot see yourself and you cannot be true to yourself, how can you be true to others? So, how can you see others? So, I had to learn how to really dig deep down and look into my flaws. And there were a lot. I already knew like I was impatient, I was impulsive, you know, reacted on my emotions. You know, I would sometimes I would be passive aggressive. I knew those things, but it was some other things that I just didn't recognize, like being a compartmentalizer. I didn't realize I was doing that until excuse me, somebody else pointed it out. So I had to realize all these different things about, and it hurts when you figure and you see yourself for you of your true self, because we all want to be the best reflection of ourselves, and sometimes that's just not what it is. I was the bad guy. I had to be the bad guy. I hate being the bad guy or bad woman, bad girl, whatever. I like for everybody. No, I don't like. I'm not gonna say that because I don't people please, but I like to make sure that I make people feel good and right, and I do right by them, and I'm loyal to them, and I strayed away from that. So now I had to reflect on, okay, so why did I go there? Because that's so out of character for me. But was it out of character for me? But in a sense, it was, because that's not what I wanted, but I was just searching for so much in me, that I was trying to find me so much that I ended up, you know, going against my principles and going against my morals. So, in order for me to be the light to myself, I had to self reflect and see what I was doing to myself that dimmed my light. And that's what a lot of people don't do. A lot of people are not self aware or self reflect and look at themselves and see themselves for who they truly are in their rawest, truest form. And it's okay. If you don't like what you see, then it's time to change it, right? So I had to learn that this was something that I didn't like. I wasn't feeling right. It wasn't me. I was feeling not like me. So I had to make a decision to change the way that I operated for myself in order for me to be able to, you know, do the things that I needed to do in my life. Because I wasn't going to get past this point if I continue to dim my light or shut it off. So everybody thinks about the light at the end of the tunnel, but how do you see when you're in the tunnel? You have to be your own light. And that's the thing where people are losing and losing their light because of all the things. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of things going on that are it's a lot of distractions. Like Boosie said, back in the day, you only had a few, like for men, you only had a few, females to look at. You had the ones at work, the one, the one, your secret lovers, and then your wife. Now you got a 1,000 million women to look at all over the internet. Same for women, you know. You might have your your boyfriend, your husband, your work husband, or whatever, and that will be about it. But now you see, well, not a million men like me, because there's a lot more of us. But you see a lot. It looks like you have choices. It look like you have choices, right? Because it's just, you see a lot more than you did before. But all actuality is that quality choices is the question. So what type of quality are you bringing into your life so that you can brighten your light? That's the thing. A lot of times we dim our own lights for the people that are not worth even being in our lives. So we dim our light because their light is dim. So we dim ours so that we can match their energy. No, there's no matching energy with nobody that's low quality or low vibration, right? As everybody, Coach Stormy, put out there, low vibration people, low vibration plates, whatever it is, right? So you have to understand, your own self as dimming your own light, but also the people that you're bringing into your life that's dimming your light. And it could, they might not be doing it on purpose. Sometimes they just don't see it because they're so wrapped up in their own, being in their life and what's going on with them, that they don't realize that they're perpetuating their dimness on you. Or they could be doing it intentionally because they don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see your light bright. They feel bad, so they want you to feel bad. They want you to be they're dim. Hello. So they want you to be dim. So that's another thing. So you could be dimming your own light by doing the things that you're doing to self-sabotage yourself. So self-reflect, or Take an inventory of the people that you have around you. That could be dimming your light. So, you know, that's another thing. Also, you got to think about what is your environment? What are you around? Is there something not, that you're sometimes we know, a lot of times we know we're not supposed to be in a certain situation, but we stay in it because we're comfortable in that situation because we know that situation. Even though we are unhappy, but you don't move forward because you're scared of the unknown. So you'll rather stay in an uncomfortable place. It's because you know that uncomfortability, but you don't even know that uncomfortability. But you'll stay where you are because you know it. Am I making sense? I don't know. You tell me. Am I making sense? Does that make sense? You know, because you hear people all the time. I know this evil. I know that devil. I know this. I know that. Okay, that's fine, and you could continue to think like that. But that's doing nothing but dimming your light, taken away from you. Stand in an uncomfortable situation because you're afraid of the unknown, even though you're unhappy where you are. It's, it can be taxing. So, how are you dimming? Are you the light in your tunnel? Are you dimming your own light by self sabotaging, by the people that are around you in your environment? And your environment can also be what you're taking in, your body. Think about the trash that we eat, man. I've been doing so much research and looking at so many different things. It's like we can't eat nothing anymore. Nothing is safe. you know, I thought, I was gonna stop eating, beef and pork. I love bacon though. So I kind of dabble in the bacon. But sorry, a little bit, not a lot, but I hate to give that up, right? So then, I was like, eating beef, I was saying, give me the beef and the pork. I wasn't really a big chicken person, but I was like, okay, chicken and fish, that's fine. Then you hear about the chicken, how disgusting the chicken is and what they doing to the chicken. And it's like, oh, I can't eat the chicken anymore. Then I'm like, okay, dude, I'm gonna be a pescatarian. Like, yeah, that's gonna work for me. Then you hear about how, seafood and lobsters, crabs, and the shrimp, they're all scavengers. They're the ones that clean the sea. Then you hear, like, okay, well, just do fish then. Oh, well, the fish is fake. You go and look now, the salmon say pink in color in it. It didn't used to say that before. And it used to say pink in color. Now I say pink in color. So now you got to look at what you buying at the store. The labels, they're putting it on there, but they're putting it on there small so you don't pay attention. And they're putting the labels on the stuff that we've been buying for years and they know we're not going to pay attention to. Then I found out that the oatmeal that I like, because I like oatmeal, thinking I'm eating healthy. The oatmeal has pesticides and chemicals in it. So I'm trying to be healthy and I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to figure it out. So it's basically you need your own farm to raise your own animals, or if you're gonna eat meat, or just raise your own vegetables. Because even the vegetables and the good stuff are bad for you, with the pesticides and all the stuff they put in it and all of this and all of that. So it's all about too, like paying attention to what you put in your body. How are you dimming your light? Sometimes you don't have that light because you don't have any energy. Are you exercising? And no, I know some people might see some of my videos, and I'm not trying to get you to go look at any of my videos, but I work out like a monster. You don't have to work out like me. And I got myself and I fall into a setback. I've gained some pounds and I have to get off now. And I'm determined to get this weight back off because I was on a great path and it's like I'm going back the other way and I can't go that way. So, I don't want that to dim my light because when I was bigger and I was heavier, I was unhappy with myself. So, I have to keep that up. So, like, what are you putting on the inside? What are you feeding your mind? What are you listening to? What are you feeding yourself? All of those things have something to do with dimming your own light. So, are you the light in your tunnel? So, Regardless, you have to let your light shine to see what's ahead of you. You're not going to be able to see what's ahead of you, of course. You're not going to be able to see what's ahead of you. You don't have a light to see it. So that's the thing. We are looking at the light for the light in the tunnel. Sometimes it seems like that light at the end of the tunnel is too far. It's too far away. So now what? Now what you going to do? Are you going to settle for that light that's seems too far away and look like you can't get there, or are you going to turn that light on where you are? That's the question. Are you going to search for the light at the end of the tunnel, or are you going to go and light the light wherever you are at the moment? It might seem dark, it might seem dim, it might seem scary, it might seem, downright hellish. But you have to understand that if you don't become your own light, then you will never get to the end of the tunnel. You're not going to be able to see it. So, it's all about how are you dimming your light? You have to do some self-reflection. What are you doing to yourself? I know for me, I was self-sabotaging. I would beat myself up a lot. I would, over obsess about things, and I would compartmentalize things, and impulsive, impatient, and I react to my emotions. So I had to reflect. I already knew those things, but the other things I had to learn by and by. And sometimes I'm passive aggressive. So I found those out. I'm gonna have to call him back. So I found that out about myself, and I had to reflect, and I had to realign myself. So, what are you doing to dim your light? What are you doing to yourself? Are the people around you? Are they sparking that fire and that light in you, or if they're making you dim? What are you putting inside of you? What are you listening to? What are you eating? What are you speaking? What are you thinking? All of that comes to a point to you dimming your own light. So you can't see light in your darkness until you decide to turn it on. So how do you turn on your light? I know how I turn on my light by first recognizing that I was part of the problem of dimming my light. I was majority of the problem dimming my light. So that's how I turn it on, by self-reflecting, self-awareness. Also being conscious of the people that's around me and surrounding myself around people that are smarter than me, that want to see me win, that want more from me, that push me, that make me excel. So another thing, I had to be conscious about what I was putting in my body, what I was listening to, what I was eating. Call me a label reader, and my husband called me a label reader all the time, but whatever. But I have to do that in order for me to. This is a part of me. You got to do whatever it is you need to do for you to turn that light back on. If you turn that light off or it's dim, how do you move forward into turning your own light on? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. I had to do a lot of self-reflection, and I figured out those things that I was doing to myself. I surrounded myself around people that wanted to see me win and light it, and it lit my fire. And I'm conscious about what I'm putting in my body now, what I'm listening to, what I'm speaking, what I'm thinking. And we're human. Of course, we're going to go through bits, and we're going to, when things happen, you spit out in anger. You think bad thoughts when things happen bad to you. You think the world is over, whatever the case may be. So you have to understand that you have to be your own light in your tunnel in order to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, I just said it. Sometimes the light at the end of the tunnel may seem too far away. That's why being the light will lead your way out of darkness. You have to lead your way out of darkness. I do pray, I do meditate, I do, things like that. But you have to do whatever it is that you need to do, to get to your betterment. Is it chanting? Is it saying affirmations? Is it praying to a higher power? Whatever it is. So your darkness will cease when you respond with light. It's all in your response. How are you responding to situations? When bad things happen, are you spitting more fire on it and to go on with the negative? Or are you turning around, speaking positive and thinking of the solution? It's hard to do that though, because of the fact that we're all human. And we have a natural reaction to be angry. We have a natural reaction to, be volatile and emotional and react on our emotions and spit out whatever we feel. But your response matters. Whatever you speak will happen. I'm a firm believer in that. So if you keep thinking bad things are going to happen, then bad things are going to happen. I had to stop thinking the worst of situations. When before I even get there, I think of the worst of it. So then, if the worst happened, then I won't be as disappointed. But it still didn't work. I still was disappointed in the same way if I was prepared for it. But I set myself up for sabotage because I already thought things were going to go wrong. I used to do that when I was dating. I would, because I had got stood up so many times. I don't want to talk about it, but men in Detroit, they had to invent the ghosting. They was doing ghosting before ghosting was the thing. I got a boyfriend that's still walking to his car since 1998. That's another story for a different day. But you know what I mean? It's just like, I would think, well, I'm not gonna get dressed because I know he's not coming until he was outside. You know, I would, or I had some people on standby. That's what I would do. What I'm saying? So I know if he stood me up, then hey, I got somebody else that's gonna come into play. So that's just what it was. But you got to stop thinking in the sense of trying to protect yourself from damage or hurt by thinking the worst is going to happen so that you can soften the blow. It does not soften the blow. All it does is perpetuate what you already put out there, which is a bad thing. So it's your response that matters. It's your response that matters. So darkness will cease when you respond with light. And that's point blank in the period. You have to respond to light regardless of the fact. Regardless of the fact. I know it's hard and nothing wrong with venting, getting it out. But you have to realize that you can't take your words back, especially when you're talking to other people. I was talking to my bestie the other day. She had an argument with an individual. They said some things that cut deep. They can't take it back. Now their relationship is in a transition. You know, so you can't. Sometimes, they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Yeah, words can hurt you more than get somebody beat you, hitting you right in the face. Especially if you really deep down love that person, you would never think they would say that to you. Because a lot of people take what you tell them and turn it around on you and use it as, venom whenever they get mad at you. So, you know, sometimes you have to understand that your response matters. Your response matters. Your response matters when you're talking to people. You know, there's ways to express yourself without, being what's the word I'm looking for? Without being mean, I guess, driving the knife in deeper, stabbing them, jabbing them with their flaws that they told you, or something that they told you in secret or in private, and you just throw it back up in their face, so you can hurt them even more. So that's all I got today. Are you the light in your tunnel? Light meaning lead with impact to glow and triumph. You are put on this world to make an impact, to lead, to triumph, to win. And you have to do that. But it's all in your response and how you are the light in your own tunnel. So I bid you adieu, and I am grateful for everybody that tuned in. Even though, my audience is not that big, but I don't do this for the likes or the fame or whatever the case may be. I don't want to be a celebrity or anything like that. Uh, I just do this, maybe it's going to help somebody. That's all I do. I want to make an impact. I want to be a light in somebody's life. That's the whole point. That's my thing. I want to be a light because I know how it feels when that light seems dim or is off. I know how it feels. So bid you adieu. I'll see you tomorrow for Real Estate Tuesday. I have another showing tomorrow, I think. I got to check on that, but helping out my investor clients is coming through. They're coming through. They're coming through. So if you're an investor, look, I'm an investor friendly agent. So I'll definitely tap in and, share this video with someone that needs it and needs some light in their life. Because I like to bring the light. I start off with a smile. So, I'll, be here tomorrow. Same time, same place. And hopefully I get to see you or more of you or repeated of you. And you let your light shine. It's time to let your light shine. It's time to be your own light in the tunnel instead of waiting for that light at the end of the tunnel when it's dark where you are. You got to light it up. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. You have to be the light in your own life because other people can't do it for you. You have to be happy within. Definitely have to be happy within. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye. I gotta stop streaming on all three of my